20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Chicago Bears. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Chicago Bears. This will be taken in at the 1. Shedding through the defense. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here come and out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
2nd and 3. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him.
2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that route. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read. Better execution. Was a nice play for lost yardage.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. And the sack parade continues. Remember last week, they had an astounding 8 sacks, another one there on the opening drive.
And they have the mentality of just attacking the quarterback in the pocket, no matter what. They're one of those teams that says, we play the run on our way back to the quarterback, and that philosophy works for them.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bears take over. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
2nd and 11. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 11 yards there, first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
30 base.
They'll run on first down. Finney, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense to make a big-time play for their defense.
Throw left side, complete to Moss. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
To throw on third down, Donaldson. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin him back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Go.
On first down, Pryor. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. The numbers for Pryor in last week's game: 19 carries, 52 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down.
Watch tight end. Tight right. Even. 4 down. Even. Shoot.
On third down, McDonald.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got... It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. dying from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one, made a meal today and they my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. With the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that.
Welcome back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. It's Bear football as we rejoin the action in quarter number 1. Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position. Where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other, a gain of 6. They'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, Donaldson. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the purse.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. McDonald. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak, on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Donaldson is going to find his running back. It's complete. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
91.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
30 base.
This quarterback now 10 of 10 to start the game. How about that? As he comes up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run the counter. Finney, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Come on, set. H.E. Gator.
To throw on 2nd down. Donaldson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
Ready.
On 2nd down, Pryor, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Gator. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
To throw on 3rd down, McDonald. Right side complete to Butler. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or two shy.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down.
And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
On third down, Finney. He's got daylight. The 20, 10, touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And he's got it to make it now 13-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McDonald. Got his man complete over the middle. That's James. But he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 22. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well. Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Throwing on first down. Donaldson. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey.
This one caught by Ridley.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The Falcons send out their punter. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McDowell. And he lost the football, and the Falcons grab it.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And Gresham's got it over the middle. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Donaldson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Donaldson. And Gresham, the tight end, brings it in. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our... And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Sanders now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On 1st and 10, McDonald. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Ready? 18 Gator. Mike 45. And watch that. And watch the ball. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. You don't fight.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. 2nd and 2. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Let's go.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the 2nd half now. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Off the play fake. Donaldson. And this will be incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw on 2nd down, Donaldson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, but now it'll be 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it. What people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Donaldson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
On 2nd down now, Finney. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Well, he had 2 sacks earlier. Now he has 4 total tackles for a loss after that play.
Well, they obviously have to do a better job trying to block him. But short of that, you know what the quarterback has to do? Make sure he doesn't hand it to him when he's back there thinking he's one of his own guys. His quickness, his suddenness, his speed getting into the offense's backfield has been something else in this game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
On third down, Finney. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bowman, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Butler. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now, perfect. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Falcons grab it. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
On 1st down, Donaldson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It's a gain of 5.
Through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Not easy being a rookie left tackle in this league, and there they got him for the penalty.
Not easy at all. Think about what you're dealing with every game you play. Ostensibly the best pass rusher.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Hey, Delta.
Operating from the gun. McDonald, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Looking to throw. McDonald. And James has it. So on 4th down, a big-time completion, and the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears get a bit closer. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Moss. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
91. Screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Off play action. Donaldson. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that's caught by Smith. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Enough to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Smith catches left side. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And an alley to run! And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 15 yards on the play, first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Throwing on first down. McDonald. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
45's the mic. 45's the mic.
From the gun, McDonald. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it at least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 45. 45.
Operating from the gun. McDonald over the middle, complete. That's James. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
Come on, set, and do so.
They'll run on first down. It's Bowman. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Go set, 10 Lobo. I got it. Hey, we got right. We got right. Come on.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw on second down. McDonald. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 15 yards on the play, first down. Well, they have had no answer for this connection all night long.
Yeah, you just have to think in a 2-minute situation, that's got to be a concentration lap. You know they're going to go back to him with the game that he's been having.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Back to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. From 3 yards out, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
The false start backs him up 5. First and 15. Back to throw. Donaldson. Throw right side. Going to be complete to Moss. No gain, and it's second down.
Ready, break. 50. Watch the curve.
Second and 15. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he'll give it here to his running back. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. The Falcons send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. Fielded at about the 28. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again. McDonald. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Well, at that rate, picking up 3 yards a carry, you and I both know that doesn't cut it in this league and trying to get first downs unless you're playing 4-down football. Then that's a whole different situation, but I don't think that's what they're trying to do here. 3rd and 4, though, is still manageable.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This will be from 53 for the win. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This will be from 53 for the win. This looks good. It is good. He hits it from 53 yards out. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out of the end. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though. A few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the 4th quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for the Bears, they continue to put this